Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I feel very silly. Hold on, let me just move my water. Let me just drink water because I'll explain to you guys in a bit. This is going to be my third time filming this. Third time in about a week. I filmed this on the whim the first time, and I felt like my thoughts were very disorganized. Like it just was very much like it just wasn't making any sense. So I decided to film it again. And then me being me, I just literally couldn't even like right now I'm just even staring at myself. I'm sorry. It's just, I'll be completely honest. I've gained weight in the last 2 years and probably since I last filmed a video for YouTube. And every time I look at myself in the camera, it's not that I don't like it. I don't mind my weight gain, but it's kind of weird sometimes when I look at the camera and I just feel like I just focus on certain parts of my face that I shouldn't be focusing on. So that is why this is my third time filming it, because I want this video to be right, because it's already super scary to film this. As you can see in the title, that I'm going to be talking about something that I don't talk about really often, and if I do, I talk about it very nonchalant because that's me. Anything that gets really serious, I try not to talk about it, or I try not to get emotional about some things. So that's why I want to film this video. I wanted to film this video. I wanted to talk, but I also wanted it to be like a good quality video, a video that I can be proud of to edit or proud to post. So here we are trying for the third time, and hopefully I will not be focusing on me and just stop picking at little aspects of myself, because it's fine. And I'm going to talk from the heart. Also, side note, this is during quarantine time, so we are staying home. I've been home for almost 4 weeks, and you know, self-isolating, which is something that's very important. So I figured I'll try to start filming more, but if this has already took me 3 times to film this one video, I can't even imagine what the other videos are going to be like. I've been filming a lot of TikToks and you know, just been on the internet and watching TV and painting and stuff. So maybe I can do a vlog one day and just show you like what my life is like during quarantine. So other than that, like, okay, 3 minutes is a very long enough introduction for this topic. So this is the third time and I still don't know how to talk about this. Like, I told myself I was going to make a list of questions to ask myself, and I still haven't done that because I'm a procrastinator. Okay, so why I wanted to film this video. Basically, this is something that this is something that changed my life almost 3.5 years ago. And it's something that unfortunately has affected me, and it's something that I try to push aside because it's just so much easier to not talk about it or think about it. But it's come to my I don't even know what I'm trying to say there. Basically, I've become more aware of how it has you can just hear my sister arguing with our dog. Basically, it's something that I realize it has affected my life, even though I never realized to what extent. In December, I tried to get some help because I was still a student. I still am a student, but technically not. I'm graduating in June, but like with the quarantine and COVID-19 and everything, it's a whole thing. But basically, I shouldn't be a student anymore, kind of. Anyways, in December, I was kind of like, okay, I can use these benefits that the school is offering and see if I can see a counselor. Not gonna lie, I didn't think it was something that I really needed. I thought, you know what, let me just see if someone thinks this is worth talking about. Because a few friends have told me, like, maybe you should talk to someone about this. And so when I went in, it was kind of funny because she was like, and I kind of told her the story, and she's like, yeah, so we're gonna fit you in, like, yeah, and like this is literally right after she told me how there's a waiting list and not everybody gets on it and blah blah blah. So I was kind of like, oh, this was worth coming in. Okay, cool. So I did the right thing to come in. And she was amazing. Love her. Amazing person. She was really good and helping me out. I only saw her a few times because like it was really busy and it was like my last semester, but I still managed to get a lot out of those sessions with her. So I started to feel like, you know what, this is something that I'm working on and something that I can film and to talk about. So here goes. I was talking about it with Miriam. Shout out Miriam. And she basically was kind of like, yeah, like, why don't you don't have to talk, like, you don't have to say his name or say anything super personal, but like, why don't you talk about him? And I was like, I don't know, I don't want to. Like, I feel really weird talking about him, but at the same time, like there's a reason why I'm like so scared of like talking about memories. I think it's because like I want them to be so private and special to me, but also like, I don't know, I think it's just scary kind of like talking about it. I don't like talking about like it's so weird, I don't like talking about the good things from my dating experiences. It's just so much easier to talk about like the bad parts, because it's just like they make better stories, but like the good parts, it kind of makes me shy. I get really shy talking about like, oh my god, yeah, and he said this and then I did this, and it's just kind of like I get really shy talking about it. So 3.5 years ago, I was talking to this great guy. He was my ex's best friend. I knew of him for 2 years, and I met him like 2 times when I was dating my ex. So I knew of him, and I thought he was really nice and like really cute, which I know you're not supposed to think about your ex's friends, or maybe your boyfriends, my boyfriend at the time's friends, but I did it. I thought he was cute, and he was really nice to me every time we talked. So so then 2 years after we broke up, we reconnected, and we were talking, and yeah, we kind of just started hanging out. And I remember like hanging out with him right away. Like it just felt so different. Like I still haven't experienced anything like that to this day. Like it just felt like, it sounds so cheesy, but literally I heard his laugh first. I didn't see, like, this is like, you know, with a whole different context, not seeing him as my ex's like friend. This was like, you know, this guy that I've been talking to on and off just through text messages for like 2 weeks before we actually met up. And then we were meeting up, and I heard him laugh first because I was lost, so he was laughing at me. And then like that's when I saw him, that's where I saw him, and it was just literally like I heard his laugh, and I was like, yeah, this is it, like we're good. Yeah, yeah, like I don't have questions for you, like I already, like, yeah, you're good, you're it. Which is so freaking cheesy. Like I hate how cheesy it is, but that's the truth. Like that's how I felt. And then we hung out, and he asked me to be his girlfriend the second date, which is like, if anyone else did that, I would be like, are you insane? No, we can't do that. But with him, it was just kind of like, oh my god, you're so cute. Like I'm not gonna say yes because it's only been 2 times since we have hung out, but I'm not saying no, because it's just one of those things where I just knew like we're gonna get to that level, but don't rush it, honey. Like we're gonna get there, just don't rush. Like I still like remember it like so clearly in my head. And yeah, like we hung out. Not gonna lie, there were still like, while there was really great moments, my anxiety inside was like off the charts. Like because it was so good and it was going really well, I like almost couldn't believe it. So I was just like doubting his feelings, I was doubting my feelings. I just like couldn't understand, like it was just almost too good to be true, you know what I mean? Which I really regret, because it's just, I wish I just took every moment that I had with him and I just appreciated it, and not just like question his movement or like his moves every like 5 seconds. Be like, does he like me? Do I even like this? Does he like me? Or no, he's just saying this because he's just trying to play me or something like that. I don't know. So fast forward, this was about 2 months. Yeah, about 2 months. I hung out with him, and then the next day I didn't hear from him, and that was very strange for him because he always texted me. Like even if he texted me 1 time in the day, like he was a horrible texter, horrible, he always texted me like something by the end of the day, and that day he like didn't. I thought that was really weird. And then I didn't hear from him, and then the next day after that, his brother reached out to me, who I've never spoken to, but he knew that he was seeing like this girl, like it was pretty new, and that's how I found out he passed away. And I like how I said that with a smile, because literally it was just like I was on a go bus coming home from school when I found out. That was a very hard bus ride, because how do you try to like not have a mental breakdown in a bus full of strangers. It's just, I don't even know how I did that. And yeah, it was really hard. It was very hard. I met his family at the funeral. Very like lovely people. I met his friends. So it was hard. It was really hard. And months that followed were some of the hardest months that I've ever had to go through. Because like I've never I've had lost family members, but like I love them, don't get me wrong, like I love my family and stuff, but I wasn't that close, or didn't have such a very close relationship compared to with him. And it just felt like every day was a movie, and that I was gonna wake up and it was going to be over, and that it was just like, or like I was just playing a trick in my head, or like even part of me was just hoping that like it was just a horrible way of him just not wanting to talk to me, and that like it was just like it sounds so weird, but like I literally wanted him to just be alive, and then like him just go and live his life, or he just faked it or something. Like it just, because I couldn't actually wrap my brain around it, because it was just such an insane, like it was just so insane. Like I literally couldn't wrap my head around it, and I think it just felt like, it sounds so cheesy, or not cheesy, but it just sounds so like weird to kind of explain it, but it basically felt like I was living my life in black and white for months. I couldn't go to work for like a week, and then I went back to work, and I just went through the motions. I was in school, and like I had a really good professor. She understood, and I told her that I was dealing with something. She was so understanding. Like she even asked me to come into her office and we talked a little bit, and she gave me a deadline, an extension for my deadline for a project and things. Like she was really understanding. But it was so hard to go to school and go to work and not feel like you were gonna cry every 5 seconds. Then eventually the crying kind of went away, and then eventually you kind of just got used to feeling like numb or like, and I felt like I wanted to talk about it all the time, but I also didn't want to talk about it at all. And then it felt like it was just like I wanted to be happy with my friends who were like, you know, just dealing with their life situations. Like some people were like, you know, dating, or some people were having like good life moments, and it was just like birthdays or events like New Year's. I remember like it just felt like I want to be happy for them, but I don't know how. And then eventually it took a couple months, and then eventually it took a couple months, but then I remember it felt like I don't know how else to explain it, but it felt like, you know how winters here in Canada are so long, right? So it felt like, imagine one nice warm day in spring, and this is like months of cold weather, and that first day where you can stand outside and you feel the sun on your face, and it's like, oh, like I know what warmth is. We felt warmth before, we know what it feels like, but it's almost like you forgot what it feels like to feel like sun on your face. And that's what it felt like when I started feeling moments of happiness again. Like, oh, I forgot what this feels like I know what it is, but I forgot that it was possible. And eventually things got easier, and it's one of the things where it's like I thought it was better, like, you know, like you think like, oh, okay, like I moved on, like I'm sad. It was sad, but because I'm not crying every day, because I'm not sad, because I'm able to go out with my friends and laugh and go out and party and have fun, because I'm able to flirt, and mind you, this is like months later, flirt with guys here and there, being like, whatever, I was fine. Like I haven't moved on, like I haven't forgotten, but I have gotten back to being myself again. It wasn't until maybe like I said a few months ago where I was like, maybe I'm not 100% okay, because the decisions that I've made in the last 3.5 years probably weren't the best. More specifically when it comes to dating. Or like, just I remember like the summer after, I was going out a lot, and I remember like I think I was just feeling like I was just trying to numb the pain by like just going crazy and partying and like going out and dancing, and like I don't know, like I think that's what it was, because like I wasn't okay. Like it wasn't, but I thought I was. And then like the guys that I've met after him, like were just like we were clearly never gonna work. I mean, they made a decision for me, like they told me that we weren't gonna work, but like later I realized, oh yeah, you guys were right. Like, like we were never gonna work. Thanks for making that decision for me. Like it sucked, but like thanks, because like some people, we had nothing in common, but I think I was just craving to feel like that again. And I also wanted to like go back on my mistakes. Like I said with him, I had a lot of anxiety because I felt like we were gonna be there, like we were gonna, you know, be serious and all that, but we were just need to slow things down. I need to slow my feelings down. I need to slow things down. So I think with the guys after that, I was like trying to rush it because I felt like I didn't put 110% with him, that I needed to put 200% into the people that I started dating after, which is like, it's not gonna work, especially if you pick the people who are just not ready for a relationship or didn't want a relationship with you, which is fair. But like if you put that much effort in somebody that you don't even know if they're worthy of your attention or like work, then it's not gonna work. So so yeah. And then there's been moments where like movies and TV, man, like you'd be surprised of like how much death pops up. Like obviously I know it does come up a lot in movies and TV, obviously, but then it's like when you're like dealing with grief, you're like, oh, I was just gonna watch a normal TV show on a Tuesday night, but here I am bawling like a baby because they decided to make a whole episode based on somebody passing away or something, this or something similar, and it just reminded me, and then it just got me so upset. And like certain songs do that to me. Doesn't happen that often, but here and then it'll happen where I'm like, whoa, like flashbacks. But my counselor said that people think grief means sadness, and it's not. It does not mean that you stop crying and you stop being sad and then grief is over. That's not what it is. Grief is just you dealing with a loss, losing somebody. And just because you think you're happy and you're laughing and you're chilling with your friends and all that doesn't mean that you're still not grieving. And I think for the last 3.5 years, probably for the last 3 years, I thought I was done. But clearly my decisions and my actions from the last couple of years show that I was not done. And so I think that's why the counselor really helped. She basically said, like, you know, you're never going to get 100% closure. And sometimes people think that you need to have closure to move on, but that's not true. He's going to be someone who's very special in your life, and it's true. Like, he forever will be. He was such an amazing person, like undescribably kind and funny and so smart and passionate, and like he just was great. And I'm not gonna forget him, but I need to get closure from that, because it's something that it was really tragic and it's going to affect me in my future, but I don't want it to affect me in the wrong ways. So now I'm just working on myself, and I feel like he would appreciate that. He'd lecture me all the time about school, like all the time, like, Jessica, you need to study more, because I was a horrible student in undergrad, and he'd just lecture me and be like, Jessica, you're not studying enough, or Jessica, like, why are you being distracted? No, you need to, we're not hanging out, you're gonna go finish your assignment, blah, blah, blah. And like, I think he'd be happy to know that I'm finishing teachers college. I'm gonna be a teacher, and like that's something that I told him that I really wanted to do, and he's really excited for me for that. And so it's nice to know that, you know, I'm doing that and I'm working on myself, and I don't want to give those moments I have, like, just, I don't want to forget them, but I also don't think I should just keep living my life and pretending that what happened didn't happen. And that's also another reason why I wanted to film this video. I wanted to talk about it. It may not make sense, and it may just sound like me just ranting, but I felt like it was something that I needed to do. I needed to talk about it, I needed to put it in a video, and I needed to post it. Why? I don't know. I just needed to do it because it's not something that I should just say it happened to me and then look, but I'm great, I'm doing great. No, it's something that happened to me. I'm dealing with it. It's gonna affect me. I miss him, but I'm still working on me. I'm still going to do great. And if that makes sense, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Again, this is the third time me filming this and I still don't know what I want out of this video. I think I do, but I think that if you're dealing with something like this, know that it's gonna get better. Time heals things. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get easier, and you can have your friends and family to talk to. Have somebody that who supports you, who wants to talk about it, and I have those people that I can talk about it, and they listen to me, and I feel like they're the ones who've been there for me. My family were so supportive with me, and I felt like if it wasn't for them being supportive with me, like, I don't think I would have been okay. Like, it was really hard. But just know that grief is not something that you think once you start crying, it's gonna be done, because that's not how it works. So go through what you're dealing with, see like how is it gonna affect, and don't let it give negative effects in your life. So that's something that I'm dealing with and I've dealt with, but I don't want it to be a negative, I don't want it to leave a negative effect on me. I want to treasure those moments that I had with him and use them in a positive way. So instead of me, seeing like, oh, well, people can leave you without any explanation, see it as, those moments that you have with somebody, you have to appreciate, because you just never know. We all think that we're gonna make it till we're 80, but who knows what's gonna happen, who knows what happens. And so you have to appreciate every day that you have, and you have to appreciate those moments, because that's all you can really do. So I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take what happened to me and into something that I can treasure, and it's something very precious to me, but also I'm not going to let it bring me down all these years later. So yes. So also, if you need any help with anything, you can just comment down below. But also, I put some hotline numbers. I don't know if you guys wanted to see that, and I don't know if you already know them, but there are some like mental health hotlines. I put like some information on grief counseling and things like that, because honestly, me researching a lot when I was dealing with it helped a little bit too. So yeah, so you can check out those websites and those numbers. Like there's suicide hotline on down there too, because you're never alone. And if you're dealing with something, if you know somebody who's dealing with something, or if you're dealing with grief and you don't know how to process it, then check out the information I have down below, because I'm here to help. Like, I think that's very important. So yes, yeah, I don't know, I get shy talking about him because they're like my precious memories, and yeah, I just know he was a cutie. He was super cute and like dorky and awkward, and like, oh god, he was so cute. Yeah. No, I don't want to cry, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But yeah, okay, thank you so much for watching again. I appreciate everybody, and yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.